Hi everybody, today I'm doing a video about a day in my life as a stay-at-home cat mom, which is the best life and the best thing to be. I'm so lucky. So I just thought I'd take you through some of the things that we do, some of the things we don't do every day, but these are different things, responsibilities that I have for my cat and just things you've got to do and take care of when you've got a cat or any pet. So the first thing I have to do when I get downstairs every morning is feed the cat. So you can see my cat is here. His name is Hugo. He's a fluffy black cat, and I think he's just like a domestic long hair. I'm picking up bits of food off of his little food tray because he really is a messy eater. So this is the can of wet food that I'm giving him. He's currently, and has been for a while, on urinary wet food and urinary dry food as well, because he had some kidney stone issues. Luckily, he really likes all the wet food we've given him. He has no problem eating basically anything. And there he goes, dropping some food out of his bowl. How nice. And now I'm going to make myself a smoothie because I'm always hungry in the morning. So I do blueberries. That weird twisted up thing was a frozen banana. Some different powders like protein powder, green powders. This is like a vitamin D drop. And I do either flaxseed or chia seed and yogurt. I always add yogurt to my smoothies. It really helps. And then some almond milk. And I'll blend that all up and that'll be my breakfast. I also made some coffee this morning because I've been drinking coffee more and more lately, and my husband likes to drink it sometimes too. We've been trying to cut back though and have more tea, but lately we're back kind of on a bit of a coffee kick. So I made a fresh pot of coffee, and then I went into the living room and just hung out with the cat for a little bit. I love to give him lots of quality time. I'm home a lot, like most of the time, so we spend a ton of time together. Yeah, I just like to talk to him all day. I sing songs to him all day. I explain like what we're doing or what I'm doing. He follows me around the house, so we're very, very close, and I like to give him lots of pets and lots of time. After this, I went out and had to get him some litter. So I've recently tried this refillable litter from Petco, or is it PetSmart? Isn't that terrible? PetSmart, I think. I can never keep the two of them straight. And there's my cute little outfit and my little Marie backpack. I was in full cat mode with my Aristocats shirt and my Marie backpack. So we were trying this refillable litter. So you bring the container back to the store and then use the big scoop with the big bin of litter to refill the container yourself. And it's, I don't know, I think it's a really fair price, around $14 or $15 maybe. If you compare that price-wise to something that you just like pull off the shelf, I think that this is a pretty good deal, and I don't mind coming back to refill it because I have to buy his litter anyway, so I've got to go to the store no matter what. So this isn't too bad, and I think the litter works well too. Then I looked for some toys. I don't remember if I was looking for something specific. I feel like I was, but I don't quite remember what. And we also had a cat birthday party coming up, and I was looking for toys for the cat birthday party as well. So I didn't end up getting anything here, but I at least got some ideas, and then did a little cat toy shopping on Amazon. That guy I felt some of these other stuffed toys because my cat really loves crinkly toys. I don't know if you have that with your cats, but crinkles, especially, the crinklier the better for my little Hugo. So I always like to see if there's anything crinkly for him. Oh, okay, here was the price. I forgot that I showed it. So it came out to $12.50 for that whole container of litter, and I think that's a good deal. After that, I had to do a little shopping because I love to shop. So I went over to Marshall's, found a few things, looked for a few things, really just looked at everything, including the Halloween decorations. Marshall's, Home Goods, TJ's, they just have the best holiday decorations for no matter what the holiday is, just the best. And I even looked at the Ray Dunn mugs, which I do not need more of. In general, I don't need more mugs at all. So I didn't buy any mugs this day, but I did come out with a bag of a few things that I found. I didn't have any more errands to run, so I headed home and got back to the cat, and he's always excited to see me when I get home. I'm always excited to see him as well. We just don't like being apart. He always misses me. He always comes right to the door to see if it's me coming home. And so I had to give him more attention, lots of snuggles, lots of pets. And the snuggling, especially when I give him a big hug, he puts up with for a little bit, but I can't get too much out of him. He just doesn't like to be smushed and held and smothered with love. But he will let me give him all the scratches and all the pets that he can stand. So that's really nice. And then I was making lunch for my husband and I, and today I'm making wraps, just easy lunch meat wraps. So I had these big flat, like flatbread wraps, and I think I got those from Aldi. I think so. So I just made them the way that my husband and I like them. I like my sandwiches in general very plain, but I can add a few things on for my husband. I rolled up the wraps the best that I could and stuck them with a toothpick to hold them into place. And it worked. They don't look great maybe, but it worked. And I also put a side of grapes with each of our wraps, and I think nectarine as well is in there. And I just like us to try and have a little bit of fruit with our lunch every day if possible. And there's Hugo, my little love, letting me know that he can tell that there's meat. I have the meat out, and why aren't I giving him the lunch meat? Because he would like some too. After lunch, I brushed him, and he loves this. This might be his favorite thing in the world. Other than eating, it would be getting brushed, and he would let you brush him just for hours if he could get away with it. And he loves it on his face, like on his cheeks especially. That's his favorite spot to get brushed. And so I try and brush the rest of his body, and I do a good job. Like, I get all over. I do manage to get everywhere. But he really only wants his cheeks brushed, and so he like rams his face into my hand or into the brush. And as you can tell, he walks all around, keeps circling and walking back and forth as he gets brushed. He just, I think, is looking for a way to get it back to his cheeks. So I put a little other, like Pusheen, the cat brush, more like a little comb. It's only got one little row of teeth there. But I put that on the ground to try and distract him. I often do that with a second brush just to try and get his attention elsewhere so I can brush his body without him moving all around all the time. He also noticed my phone filming and had to come say hello to the phone. So this is a nice time for him and I. I know that might sound silly, but I really like brushing him, and I know that he likes it for the most part, except when I do this and try and brush his tummy. But he really likes it, and I like to take care of him and brush him and get all that extra hair out. Next up, I did a load of laundry. It just never ends, does it? Between dishes and laundry, it just never ends. So yeah, had to throw in some laundry. Then I did something that was long overdue, but I wanted to finally get it done and share it in this video. So this is Hugo's cat tree, and it is covered in cat fur. And I mean covered. It's gross, but he likes this cat tree, and he goes through kind of spurts where he ignores it for a long time, and then he's hooked on it for a long time. I found this tool that you can see here that I'm using, and it's from Amazon. It's like a carpet brush, like a metal carpet brush, and I've used it on the carpets in our house before, and I thought it would be perfect to use on this carpeted cat tree, because for this amount of hair and for his long hair, sometimes vacuuming just doesn't cut it. So I used this tool, and it worked great. Hopefully you'll be able to tell that. I try to show like how it can get all the hair in a pile, and it picks it all up. I mean, I love this tool. And again, it's from Amazon, and I will never live without one now for all like just general carpet cleaning needs. So I use that brush all over this cat tree on all the different levels there, the little steps, and in the top little lookout nest part, we call it his nest. That's his favorite part. He loves to just be up in his little nest watching our room, because we have this in our bedroom, and of course shedding his hair all over the thing, up and down as he goes up and down. In the end, it looked so much nicer, basically like back to new. So then I went back downstairs. Time to do those dishes, like the laundry that never end. And so I started putting some things away, and I also washed some dishes while I was here. Another Amazon find that I really, really like are these acrylic clear Ziploc bag holders. And I've got 2 sets of them. And I ordered them just in the past, I don't know, several weeks or month or so, again from Amazon. And they hold all different size Ziploc bags. As you can tell, we have a million Ziplocs, both like one-time use technically and the reusables. So I managed to fit all of our Ziplocs in there, and it just makes the drawer so much nicer and neater. And then I don't remember, oh no, Aldi. I got this from Aldi, the silverware holder, and it's made a big difference in our silverware drawer, so I'm really liking that as well. But I'm sure you could find something similar on Amazon. Then I swept up the kitchen and the front entryway, and you can see my little helper is sitting there in the living room watching me. I think he doesn't really trust the broom. He doesn't ever attack it, but I think he doesn't trust it, so he kind of likes to watch and see what I'm doing with it. He definitely hates the vacuum cleaner though. After sweeping, I started dinner, and we were having an unstuffed pepper mix. So it's like the mix that we make for stuffed peppers, but instead of stuffing the peppers, I chop them all up and just throw them in, because I don't know, I just find eating a stuffed pepper to be a pain in the butt sometimes, so I just like to cut it all up and put it all together as a little mix. And then I had to have coffee because my energy was dwindling. I'm tired a lot lately. I don't know if it's just me or if it has to do with my anxiety medicine that I'm currently on, and I have some other videos where I talk about that if you're interested. But I definitely needed some coffee by this point, and then I just kept making dinner and getting things done around the kitchen. This is what the stuffed pepper mix looks like at the end. So it's rice, Italian sausage, peppers, you can use whatever colors you like, and seasonings, onion, and cheese. And I think that's it, but it's really, really good. I got a drink ready for my husband as well. So I had my afternoon coffee, and my husband has his special drink that he has every day, every afternoon. So he likes to have one Zevia cola flavored with a little bit of, or maybe I gave him too much, I don't know if I got the right amount here, but with some grenadine. So it's like a cherry cola. And the Zevia is 0 sugar. It's flavored with stevia, but the grenadine is not, so it kind of balances out. Then I was ready to sit down on the couch and just loaf around for a while, so that's what I did. I had my coffee drink and I played my game on the iPad, and the game that I'm obsessed with on my iPad and I talk about all the time is Disney Collect by Topps. So it always takes me a little while to go through that game and collect all the things and do all the things. So I sat there and that's what I did. Then it was still too early for the cat's dinner. So what I give him, I'd say most days now, is this little like puzzle feeder. I think it's technically for dogs, but it works for cats too. And I put a little bit of lunch meat in there. So whatever we have, ham, chicken, it doesn't matter. On this day it was chicken. And I don't put meat in every single slot, just some of them. And then I give this to Hugo and just try and make him think a little, make him interested in something, because let me tell you, this boy is spoiled. He has never had to work or think for his food in his life. So I don't know if he loves this thing, but eventually he gets the hang of it, he figures it out, and gets all the meat out of it. If you put regular treats in here, kind of soft treats or even dry crunchy treats, he does not care enough to find them. But if you put lunch meat, he cares and is suddenly very interested and willing to use the puzzle. Then it was playtime, and he is not the most active cat, but Hugo will play, especially, as I mentioned earlier, with something crinkly. So this is like a big pink crinkly tube, or kickers, maybe they're called kickers. So they've got to be big enough for him, and they've got to be crinkly. And I've seen a lot of kicker tube things like this that are just too small, because he's about 14 pounds. He's not a tiny cat. He's not a huge cat, but he's not a tiny cat. So he does need a toy, a kicker like this that is substantial. I've actually thought about making my own for him so I can make it even bigger. But I did get him to play with this one for a while. He's not super active, and that's probably my fault because I didn't play with him enough, I'm guessing, when he was little. But will he play a bit now? Yes, he will. So he loves these crinkle things. And also, he likes following things around the house. So if I have like a stick and it's got a long string with a little fish or something at the end, I will drag that behind me and he will like follow me and follow his toy and stalk it around the house. So I like to do that too because I also think that's good for him. With all that playing, he worked up a little appetite, so he had to have a little dry food snack. Here's him and my husband cuddling on the floor like two little lovable weirdos. And then for his dinner, I gave him more wet food. I ran out of that first can from the morning, and so I gave him the other flavor of wet food that I'm just giving him right now. I always try and have two flavors in rotation so that he doesn't get too bored. I don't know, I just like worry about that. What if he's unhappy with his food selection and gets bored? But again, he's always seemed to eat everything and be perfectly fine with it. So that's it for our day, and just an example of a day in my life as a stay-at-home cat mom. I hope you enjoyed this video and just seeing some of the things that I do. Of course, I don't do all this every single day, but a lot of it I do. And thanks for watching and for meeting my cat Hugo. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.